Hey guys, Ghost here with another video. Today we're going to be talking about 10 preps you should put in place whenever you start to prep. So Shay, do you want to start us off with number one?
I can't.
You have the list up? Huh? Okay, he's gone. I'll start it. So number one is bug out location. Basically, you're going to need to get a bug out location first of all because it's something vital. So if something happens, you will be able to get to your location, stay safe, stay secure with whoever you're with. And it's one of the most important things here we've put down. We've put it as number one, but it could be it could change. It could go to 2 or 3. It's just that we sort of put it number one because it was the first thing we did. So we did. We got supplies, so we did, but we had started to find a bug location. Our very first one, we had it built, and then we thought, right, we need to start stocking up. So we have done that. We have supplies at both bug location, a third area, and here in the house, and in Zero's house too. So I think that sort of just pretty much describes that. The advantages of having a bug location is that if you were to say a militia wanted your house, tried to kick you out, you have somewhere to go. You wouldn't even need to do that. You know, I always say, you know, it's best if you bug out too early because you can always go back. But if you go too late, you're stuffed. You're gonna die. So that's why it's important to me, and I'm fairly confident Zero shares a similar sort of view because you're able to go to your bug location. You can stay safe, you can stay secure, and you can stay relatively unknown as well compared to people just staying in their houses, for example. So we'll move on now to point number 2. 2 and 3 are sort of together, but we've just split them up for clarification between the two. So number 2 for us is a month's supply of bottled water. Now you would need approximately 80 to 90 bottles of 500 ml. Also soft drinks for morale boosts and just happiness as well. But here's bottled water because you need water to live. You can go for a couple of weeks, like a week or two without food, so you can without bad effects, about a week without serious effects, then after 2 to 3 weeks you'll start to starve and die. But it's important that you do have bottled water because say you had your bug out location set up, you had about 90 bottles of water. That's 3 bottles of water for you for an entire month. In that month you can get more. You can find a stream nearby if you can. You can refill your water. You can use water purification tablets. Another thing you should always have with water purification tablets. You can collect rainwater. There are many things you can do, but it's just important that you have water. Also, I'd like to add that this list is essentially per person. Now, some of them will say as we go down the list that it doesn't have to be per person. For example, the bug out location, you're only going to need one. It just the size of it changes depending on how many people. But the month's supply of bottled water, that's about 90 bottles per person because me and Zero both did it. We did a week test where the only drinks we drank were water, and it averaged about 3 bottles a day with lightish exercise. So it did, and that was just pretty much clearing out the bug out location and stuff like that, you know, doing chores around the house, stuff like that. It worked out. I pretty much just drank about 3 bottles of water a day, and that was slightly conserving, which is what you would be doing. For the most part, it was sort of a little bit less, but we rounded it up because it's better to have more water than you need than not enough. So soft drinks as well, I would say probably about a bottle.
Sorry about that.
That's fine. I've just got onto water there. I've just sort of started it.
Water?
Yep. So soft drinks would be needed. I'd say you need about 1 bottle per person per day. That way it just sort of keeps morale up. You know, you can maybe go to 1 bottle every 2 days if your budget's stretched. But it's better to have a couple of soft drinks, you know, for example, even if it were just cans of energy drink or whatnot, or if it was, for example, bottles of Coke or what, at least there's something there. If you need a little morale boost, or even for energy, you can just have a can or so, and it'll just help you out.
You know what's even good for morale boost?
But
If you say you've done a mile walk for the day and people in your group or yourself are feeling tired, there's nothing better than stopping, making a wee fire, making yourself a cup of tea, or even
yeah,
a wee cup of just, you know, the wee bags of hot chocolate that you get.
yeah,
Just get one of them, pouring it in, and sitting down for 10 minutes and just having something warm. It
that's one thing we
really
have
does well.
stocked up as well. Is you can see there's hot chocolate. We have quite a few that I do have quite a few that anyway. I'm not sure about you, Zero. And
I think I've got a
also
few in the voice.
tea bags as well. Tea bags, so we have both those stored as well. Morale boost. Tea is a really good one. Tea, coffee maybe not so much. It sort of hypes you up, but tea is a relaxing sort of drink you can have, and it just sort of it's something that you would have relaxed at home. So it would maybe help you feel at home as well if you're not taken very well to the post SHTF environment. Is there anything more you want to add before we go on to number 3?
There was something there, but I can't remember quite what it was.
Alright, well sure, if you remember then just let us know. So we're going to 3. Would be about a month's supply of food.
Got it.
Yep.
Even just if you get a few, like not 2, 3, or 4, if you get about 10 to 20 bottles of dilute juice, just so you have something different than the taste of water every single day. Just, you know, to get you.
That's what I was saying for the soft drinks as well. Just morale boost, but it also, you know, it's changed from water, because if you're just going to have 100 bottles of water over a month or so, you know,
that's the thing, like, you can just get like a bottle of water, you can get the tiniest bit of it, just
and it changes it.
And changes it completely, like, just completely changes the taste. The thing is, you'll probably like the taste as well if you buy it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
It is, yes. So I brought it up.
Good for you. So number 3. Number 3. The month's supply of food. So I say canned goods. Most people are going to sort of stick to their 3 meals a day thing. So they would. Now, I would go for canned fruit and vegetable, as well as just things like beans and canned potatoes and sausages. I would sort of try and have. Was it?
Did you say canned potatoes?
Canned potatoes, yes.
It sounded like you said canned potatoes.
No, canned potatoes.
Right.
Potato.
Tomato.
Yes, I was just about to say that. I was like, mate, man, you got it. So the month supply of food, now, for the canned goods, now, if you can, I think it would be best if you stretched it up. I think 10 lots of 10 cans would be a little overkill. If you did 5 different lots of 20 cans, would sort of balance your nutrients out, because you've also got to think about nutrients and getting all your minerals, because otherwise you can end up lacking in vitamin C, for example, or lacking in like different ones, you know. Vitamin D you should be able to get bigger in the sun, but like, you know,
you don't know.
Your vitamin D from fruit.
You know what the weather's like.
That's true. But well, at least if you get like a couple hours sunlight, should be fine, pretty much.
Yeah. Well,
doesn't even have to be like, it can be cloudy.
Chocolate and sweets are also good. They're a good monster, and you never know. You might just get a craving, and you just might be like, oh, I need something sweet. I need a change.
Yeah, canned fruit as well would be a good one, like peaches, for example, pineapples.
Love both of them.
I do as well.
Completely full of flavor.
They are, and they also do have the vitamins of fruit. You know, it's like your fruit vitamins, or you know, you
they're exactly the same. It's just they've got they've got all the juice put in them. Except I think there's more sugar.
Yeah, the juice sort of helps as well. Yeah.
Yeah. Another good one would be your bags of rice and like curry and stuff like that.
The long preservatives.
But if you do get rice, make sure you have air sealed it and you've checked it for insects, and then you once again put it into like an airtight container, just even like one of your wee plastic lunch boxes. What do you even do? Just to stop anything from getting in, just so you can definitely be sure.
It depends where you're storing it. If you're storing it at a sort of a bug out location that you're not always at, then checking it every time you're near is okay. But if you're storing it in the house, you shouldn't necessarily need airtight bags, even if it's not refrigerated. You can just keep it in the cupboard. Should be fine.
It is way better, and it does. I think it lasts a little bit longer if you make it airtight.
Yeah, but even still,
I'm not sure if I might just be talking rubbish here, like, but
yeah.
I'm just saying. I think
one thing is rotating your food supply. for example, just want to sort of keep rotating it. You know, if you've had the rice, you know, you've had it since the start, and you've been eating the canned goods, maybe you should boil some rice and eat it. You know, just like every week or so, switch about, you know, different things. You know,
And
like
if you've been eating like a lot
old,
of
oldest first. Yeah, if you've been eating a lot of one, you want to save it because if you're eating a lot of one, that might be your favorite. So you want to put some away as
yeah,
well, and as well as just to sort of get a change, so you're not getting the same stuff, and you know maybe different vitamins, minerals, different things that my webcam just cut out, but different things that might be good for you. Is there anything else you'd like to add there?
your webcam's cut out, and
Yeah, I got it
yeah, it's
back.
back in there. No, that's about it.
Number four
Other
then.
than the usual, don't store bread and all that, because walks that was quite a date become
You
hard.
can get long life bread. That's actually one powdered milk.
Powdered milk, that's absolutely disgusting, but yeah,
Yeah, but
still
you
good.
want that. You want tea, right?
Yeah.
I'd rather have powdered milk in the state of black
I'd
tea.
honestly rather have black tea than tea with powdered milk in it, to be honest
Fair
with you.
enough. Dehydrated eggs as well.
Mm.
Maybe.
Once again,
But
disgusting, but
at least it's good for you though.
it's good.
Right?
Can't deny
Number
that.
four.
Number four is always have a knife.
Yes, you want to get yourself
Basically, what I mean by that is if you have even
this one here.
something
One
like
of
that, just a
these.
simple flick out knife,
Or
a
even
pocket knife, or you could like go completely professional and just
this
get like
here.
a hunting knife or a survival knife. Just you should always carry a knife of some sort of like with you at all times. A knife is more important than your best friend.
That's true. And it's more trustworthy and more likely to save your life than your best friend. And here I just like to show us here as well, this is a little boat knife. You can see there, but as you can see there's a little blade. There, this is my first pocket knife. This is the one I would use to serve. This one I would actually use quite a lot. So it is.
See, even this, it's not really a knife, but
Is that the shiv thing? Yeah.
even
Yep.
something like this would do. It's still sharpened. It still serves the same purpose as a knife, other than you can't really sharpen stuff. It's more for the
Yeah.
attack element.
Yeah. Self-defense would be a good one. Would be a good use for that.
Yeah.
So it would. So that's pretty much it then for the sort of getting a knife.
25.
5. Yep. Firelight equipment and the firelight equipment. You should also you should always have 3 ways to be efficient. I mentioned this with the water as well. You weren't there, but I said as well as getting your stored water, you should always have water purification tablets.
Yep.
So that you can go down to rivers and stuff like that, and rainwater.
You can actually get if you say if you're not wanting to spend a lot of money.
Do your mic cut out? Firelight equipment, you want 3 ways to be efficient. So you would want matches, a Zippo lighter if you can, and a jet lighter. Also have firelighters as well. So I'll show you everything here now.
Right.
Um,
Sorry about that. My bloody webcam auto adjusting. Right.
here is the
As I was saying,
Zippo. So here is the Zippo. Here is the disposable lighter. My mic. That's just my video suspension. I don't know why I keep doing that.
NIM.
So here we go. So there is the disposable one, and this here is the jet one. It's the sort of electric lit, and it's a little Bunsen burner type flame. You won't be able to see, I don't think, but you can just about see it there if I hold it in front of my face. It's a tiny little
Yeah, you see that fine.
Bunsen burner type thing. And then as well, we have our firelighters.
You
So
should
probably-
also carry some like windproof and waterproof matches about with you as well.
Waterproof matches, yes. Waterproof
They should
matches.
be also in a sealed bag just in case like wind or more water.
Doors just get in anyway.
You
And
never know what could happen to them. You
Just
could
show
have,
this.
say, 20 or 30 matches on you and not in a bag, and you could fall into even a puddle. The water will
Yep.
get in, and then matches, they're ruined.
True.
There's 20 or 30 potential fires that you can't all make now.
also,
It would be a hassle.
we have a bag of dry kindling for keeping the fire sustained after we've used firelighters and things like that, and also just for lighting to get the fire going in the first place.
I'm going to backtrack a little bit here. Back to the water thing.
Mhm.
If you don't want to be spending a lot of money on like, tablets, if you don't want to be spending £5 or so on them, you can get these little like sachet type things, and literally it's just like the powder version where you just pour it into the water and like, you just stir it about or mix it about.
Mhm.
And it works just as well as the tablets. You know, it's just a cheaper version of it if you want to buy them instead.
Mhm. Actually, just on the fire as well, just before you move on to part number 6,
Fire and more.
I just want to say the fire. There's also a thing. Funky Prepper did. I'll link his video down below for you guys. It was the fire gel. Do you remember that?
Yes,
It was like the summer
fire
fire gel.
gel.
Now it is very expensive, but if you can afford it, it's definitely worth to buy.
It
It
burns
would
on everything,
it burns, yeah, it burns
literally.
on top of water, so it does. And it will last for years, so you can store that stuff. I think he said it was 30 years, did he say? I can't remember. It was a long time anyway.
I cannot remember it. I
20 to
don't think
30
I
years.
watched the full video.
I think it might have been 20, 30 years, I'm not sure.
I fell asleep watching it, so
But
I can't remember.
but
It was like
I
3
remember
o'clock
that
at
he
night.
said that it would last for a long time. He even showed actually just getting water, opening it, pouring out, and then pouring the gel on top and lighting it. Now it is expensive and it comes in, I think it's about, what is it, like the equivalent of a 500 ml bottle or 750
No,
ml
they
bottle?
stopped. Actually, no, wait. No, I'm saying for like a week they did the 1 litre bottles for like a week, limited in stock. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I
they
think
are about the
the
size of
bottles are about
500
that
mil.
size, like 750 ml,
No, they're about this size.
500 ml.
400 to 500, yeah.
Well, they did last quite a while. You only needed a tiny bit, and it did
Yeah,
burn for a good bit, didn't it? It did burn.
it did, yeah. It lit really easily as well. I can remember.
Yeah, it was literally just a touch. It was like our fire liars. They just tiniest touch and bang, they're going straight away.
Also,
Medical supplies or
1 second, I just need to. Right, never mind, I'll say about that later on.
medical supplies?
Yes, I'll do this one, if you don't mind.
Ah, go ahead.
So, what you should always carry for America is. Wait, never mind. So you should always carry a medkit on the outside or even on one of the pouches of your pack, just somewhere where you can reach it easily. In this, at least one of them, you should have some paracetamol, some bandages, which are small to large. That includes like the wee circles up to the big ones that can cover your knee.
Alcoholic, antiseptic wipes as well.
I'm not finished. You should have gauze bandages and burn gel. You should, microforce tape.
I wash.
You should also seriously come on. And then you should also have some or a basic first aid kit, which will include half the stuff there, but it will have a few other wee items on it, which do include the antiseptic wipes, which depending on what you buy is alcoholic or non-alcoholic.
Just while you're on that point, there is workplace first aid kits for like say like 8-person workplace first aid kits. Those are perfect for a sort of keep at your bug out location as a base to build on. You can always add a lot to it, but they do come with quite a sort of fulfilling thing. You know, they'll have a lot of the things you'll need. You know, for example, as Zero mentioned, it should have all of the aforementioned things plus. You know, it should have like larger quantities of eye wash and burn gel and all the extra stuff that you need.
It should have plenty of microforce tape as well. If it's got
if it's more it depends. If it's kind of like a, you know, factory workplace first aid kits where you're working around machines, it'd probably be one of the best ones to get, because that would probably be the equivalent sort of like wounds that you would get whenever you're out, even just like camping or something like that. If you're cutting wood, you make a mistake and you slice deep into your arm or something like that, or your hand. You know, it would be a similar sort of wound as to what would happen with machines.
The thing is, with medical supplies, it kind of varies. In some aspects, you shouldn't be too worried. In some aspects, you should. Because for eye wash, I believe if you don't have it, you shouldn't be worrying, because literally you can just go to the coast,
get some water,
get some salt water, and just rinse out your eye. It's really not that hard. And
not salt water.
No, not salt water, but whatever.
Bottled water.
Yeah, whatever. And I believe there's some things around where if you cut like the bottom of it or something, there's all these wee thin wires, like wiry type thing. That's the plant. I couldn't tell you what it is, but you can pull one of these things out and you can put this through a needle and you can use that as
Yeah.
stitching.
Oh yeah.
And then you can also use your clothes as bandages. You can rip a piece off, and they can be as small or as large as you want them to be, depending on how bad the thing
I
is.
should have I've got paper here with like things on it. So you wanna move on to the next one? Bug out bags or will I?
Hang on, just 1 second. You should at least have one of these, no matter what. This is one of the first things. It's small, but it's got a good amount of stuff on it. This is the first one that I got, but I split my supplies with Ghost. This is really good. This is only about, what, £7 was it?
It was $7.99.
It was £7.99. And then for a larger one, which includes double the stuff, plus a few more items, it's like 2 of these, 2.5, just the size of this, was $11.99. So
Yeah.
you should always have one of these no matter what. You got no excuse not to get these.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Alright, do you want to do bug out bags?
Huh?
Bug out bags?
Aye, sure. I'll be grand. I just I'm talking there. Yeah, right. So bucket bags. Essentially, we think that that's one of the sort of more important things. Well, more important, but it's definitely one of the first things you should consider getting in terms of it should almost come with you everywhere in terms of your everyday carry.
Hold on a second. Did you talk about the bug out location?
Yes, first thing.
Right, that's okay then.
I'm gonna touch on that at the end again. So.
Right.
So for your bucket bag, I'll show you mine here. It's just your standard size backpack. So it is. In mine, I always have you can just about see it there. Metal tin. That would be for cooking. So it would. I'd actually just show you here. You have one of these here tins. So we would, and the tin is essentially just going to be just your standard tin. It's like a bean tin washed out. We use that to boil water if you don't have a camping stove. Currently we don't have one. We're in the process of getting one, but something used. I'd always have that in a bug out bag. I'd always have that actually in my everyday carry. My everyday carry as well is sitting here. I'll just grab it out of the bug out bag for you guys.
Well, while he's grabbing that out, this is my bag. This is just a standard school bag. You can pick it up, not much, £5–10. But if you want something larger, but not too large, just get yourself a kit bag. It doesn't have to be too big. You can carry a lot more stuff. It's just about double the size. No, actually, it's about 1.5 of them bags.
Yeah.
So
That
if
just
you want
shows here.
more, you can just get one of them, or you can just get, if you want a big camping bag, like 80 litre, 60 litre, whatever you want,
Yeah. I have here. This you guys see is a pencil case. It's just my standard pencil case, but I use that as my bug out, or not my bug out, sorry, my everyday carry. Everyday carry. And so inside we do have things like paracetamol. I've also got low adherent dressings, the antiseptic wipes we talked about before. I've got a few big bandages. I've got microforce tape. I've got a big marker. I also have more microforce tape, candles, and 2 of these here bandages. They are 6 centimeters by 5 meters. Well, that one is, and this one is 5 centimeters by 5 meters.
See when you're done.
Usually my torch will also stay in the bucket bag. I'll usually keep a disposable lighter on the torch, as well as a couple tea light candles. So if you wanna go on there, Joe?
Yes, I do actually. You said about a marker there. A permanent marker is always good to carry as well in your medkit. If there's some information that you need to write on your arm or something, just say, for example, your blood type. You can write it on the back of your on the bandage with the permanent marker.
That's actually
what
what
I
I
was
was just.
able to tell, and they'll be able to read. Oh, you're this blood type. Someone else in our group has this, or we've got a spare.
The bag of
That's
what?
unlikely, but we got a spare thing. if you need it,
Yeah.
you can have it. If you're kind enough to do that, or just
So
shoot me
that's
an
what I was going to say there. Just before you actually mentioned that, I was going to say that inside the everyday carry, you should always have written in like sort of black permanent marker, your name, date of birth, and blood type, and if it's pre-SHDF, as in before SHDF, your address is always a good thing to have on there too. So it is.
It's also a very
So,
bad thing as well.
pardon?
It's also a very bad thing just in case, the whole thing of you don't want to be caught and never announce yourself.
Yeah,
So,
well, that's the thing. If
there are
something
exceptions,
happens and it's emergency, even if you don't give your address, I would not put my address down. But if you felt you needed to, go ahead. It's not like you shouldn't do it. But if
It's
you
not like you
wanted
should either.
to, you could put down a contact number. So you could, that could be like a friend's mobile number. Maybe a parent, for example, a guardian. Even like if I was going somewhere, say me and Scout were going somewhere, and Zero wasn't with us that time, we could have his like phone number down there, and if something happened, that someone could bring him, and he could inform then relatives and things like that without actually giving away your address. So is there anything you want to add before we move on to the next one?
Yeah, just even this isn't really having to do with anything, but it's kind of to do with the whole permanent marker thing.
Mhm.
You should always have a few pens on you because once something happens, they're going to stop making pens and pencils and the rest of it, and it's going to be
Yeah.
quite hard for you to write stuff down. So
Actually,
you're going to want to carry a good few.
so there, I forgot to mention in your EDC like a mini map and a compass as well. I have.
Hold on, I think I've got an example. But 2 seconds.
I have. You can see this here. It's wee small. This little thing here. You can't really see it that well. It is a compass, so it is. I always have a compass on there. Works perfectly fine. So I do. And I actually meant to say, but for the food, you have these here. You have tins of beans, amongst other things, and for that there was originally my EDC before I upgraded these things. So we have 3 of these medkits. So we do.
Once again, this is just my compass here. This goes on to your belt. Just try it.
Yep.
See, the thing is about this one as well, it's got a wee. Alright, there we go. It's got like a wee thermometer at the bottom of it, so always handy. It didn't cost too much. I think that was a fiver.
Yeah.
And that was near a year ago now, so it's still, well, if it wasn't, I'd be quite angry, but it's still working fine. So, always good things to pick up.
Yeah.
Anything else before I do the next one?
No, go ahead.
Let's see what we're doing there.
Lighting equipment would be next one.
Yes, this is what I kind of want to move on to as well. See, with light, you're always going to want to carry a torch, candle, or chem lights with you. You're going to want to be able to light them fairly easily, and with a candle, the best way to do this would be just burn the wicks of them. Because once you do that, if you're trying to light them again at a later stage, they'll catch it a lot easier than they would if you're trying to
Light them for the first time?
Yep, so they would light the first time, and it would take a few seconds, and you'd be saving yourself some fuel for a potential later fire using the firelighters. A good way for light also is just if you make a wee fire if you can, or even
if you don't mind,
make like a handmade torch. It's kind of old,
Yeah.
but you could do it and
if you don't mind, I'll just give some examples there, just after you saying that.
pretty
Here,
much done.
here you can see we have the chem lights here. These ones here we have are Sialum, 6-inch Sialums. They're yellow, high 30 minutes. What was the other ones we had? We had 8-hour blues and 12-hour reds.
12-hour reds. No, it was the other way about. It was
12-hour blues and 8-hour reds.
8-hour reds, and then we had like a
you can see the
2-hour
candle.
green or something.
Well, there you can see the candle. So it's a fair size. I've tested these, so I did. I had 4 of them all burned together just to see, and They all were between 2 hours 40 minutes and 3 hours 10 was the ratings that the 4 of them burned out. So they're approximately 3 hour burn times, and this one is full just for the burnt wick. And lastly then torches. This was mentioned by Zero. Whenever it's oh, I took the batteries out. That's right.
But like another way of like a handmade torch would be just get some green wood, get your knife, and if you chop down, just right down in the middle for about 2 inches, then you spin it around and you do the same. You can put a bit of kindling, like a fire lighter, and you can put some wood on top, a bit more kindling, and a bit of wood, and then say wrap it in a piece of like cloth or something, and just set that alight, and I think that burns for half an hour or so.
There we go. There, that's the
and it'll be fairly easy to do that.
So I'm just stick that back inside the EDC. Yep.
So if you have a bit more time and you don't really want to.
You okay? Webcam cut out. Yes, webcam just cut out again. Okay, so I'll move on. So I think that does pretty much wrap everything up there until he's back. You back?
I'm back.
Alright, what do you want to add then just before move on to last two? You were talking about the lighting equipment, so you were?
Yeah. Don't use your actual torch or head torch unless you really need to, because batteries, they're going to be rare. You're going to keep them.
Batteries be rare, but also white light is a lot more visible from further ranges.
So
than
like, if you can,
light.
get like wee red torches or wee red headlamps, you know.
I mean, I could go into a physics lesson on refraction here, but I'm not exactly able to. Reflection.
We haven't been doing figures yet, so stick with it.
So
do you want me to do the next one, or are you doing it?
If you want to go ahead.
Okay, the next one is outdoor sleeping equipment, such as your sleeping bag, your sleeping mat, your space blanket, which is like your reflective blanket, I think.
It's like the foil blanket, it just traps heat inside,
yeah.
So it is.
And a hammock, because
usually your space blanket would sort of be worn like extreme survival, like if you just literally had to like curl up underneath a tree, you'd use that. Or more commonly you get it with people sleeping in cold conditions, either in a hammock or in a sleeping bag. Usually you'll have a coat on, but if you still find yourself you're getting really cold, then you would use the space blanket. So we would, because it'll definitely keep you warm, trap your heat in.
You should, this is kind of a half thing. If you want your friends to know you are, but you're potentially injured, like say you sprained your ankle or something, and you can't move from your position, but yet your group or friends know where you are, you can get these things called survival bags, which will basically cover you and shelter you from the elements. They're like a wee tiny one-man tent. I've actually got one here. Do you want me to go get it? Show us an example.
Yeah.
It's like a high-vis thing that you'll go in, and then the idea is you're meant to be spotted easily, and so you can be helped, you know. So you could just call someone and be like, right, I've done such and such to my foot, can't move, the last known location was blah 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 blah. Landmarks around me are big tall trees, a few rocks sticking up, whatever. And then they'll be like, right, okay. They'll try to come find you, they'll see that, and they'll be like, and then they'll take you away and hopefully fix you up. Hopefully. This is the size of it. As you can see, it's not very big. It's got some tips there.
Yep.
Which we don't really need to know because, well, obvious reasons. But it's very small. This one, I think.
Hold on, wait. Actually, just hold on, wait. Right, go show it again there. Alright, it's just because it was on my face the entire time while you were showing it, so.
That's what. Let's see if you can get the top of there. Right, so that's what it's meant to look like when it is deployed.
You need to hold it still a bit. The camera's sort of.
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, that's good. So it's just like, or like, so would you say like a big bin bag you would get in? There's like a space blanket
Essentially,
inside?
yeah. Essentially. This one's 90 by 180 centimeters.
Right.
We should be up to the last point then.
Last point, right? So shelter building, you should try and get some shelter building experience and equipment. Experience as in, even if it was just going out into your local forest or whatnot, gathering up the branches and stuff that you could, and with that making things. For example, I've got some like examples here, so I'll just
There's
sort of show you.
you can do a lean-to shelter, which
So yeah, that's what I've got up here.
is up there.
You've got this is pretty much, this is more like the fallen tree. If there's see like a sort of fallen tree, or even it shows you here you can create your own if you just get a big stick and set it against a log, and then you just cover it, as you can see in the bottom there, with leaves and sticks, and eventually it should be a decent little place for you to sit inside. You should. So there's things like that, and then of course you've got more complex ones here, which we'll show later on. But they're just as Zero said. This middle one here is your lean-to.
A lean-to consists of if you set up two, even between two trees, you set up two big sticks going diagonal, like basically like that, but replace the poncho or tarp with sticks, and then you just get some and line them up. Then you will do like a line of twigs, branches, you know, ones that have leaves on. And then if you want, you might do another line of sticks, and then one final thing of once again like leaf branches with leaves on them. Yeah, like that essentially. Yeah, that's what it is.
And if you have a campfire going around about here, so it'll blow warmth into the hut as well. So and it'll run around in the wrist, and it'll.
You can also build if you have time. Basically, I think it might also be in that booklet. It's like the way you do your lean-to idea, but you have some logs coming out and they're diagonally meeting, and you just build them up as kind of a windbreak, and then that'll stop the wind from blowing in a certain direction, and the heat will actually stop and come back into you, depending on where you've made it. No, I don't think that's it. But yeah, kind of the middle one. More like that, kind of, yeah.
Like that's an extreme. Done one, that's one that'll take quite a while.
Yeah,
this one here,
you only do that one if you have tons of time and your plan to stay there for like a week or at least 5 days.
So this middle one then, yeah?
Kind of, yeah. Except it's like two. So imagine a triangle like at the bottom, basically.
Yeah. I know where you're going with it.
Yeah, it's not you that I'm trying to explain it to you.
No, but I'm just letting you know that I know.
People are watching it, yeah. If you want to see more examples of these, you can just get, if you go onto like the iStore, well, whatever the Apple version is, or Google Play Store, you can just look up US Army Survival Guide or Survival Guides, and they'll show you a pile of shelters, basically like what we've said here, but they'll go into more detail of what they are, how to make them, stuff like that.
I'll see if I can find an app on the App Store, and if I can, I will link the Android version in the description below, so you can check that out.
That should be us.
Alright, I'm going to add you're right. So just so you know in future, as a sort of formality, we're going to add like a bonus prep suggestion. This is just one that we've thought.
Bonus, yeah.
It's not necessarily going to be it's not necessarily going to be something for beginners or for starting to prep, but just any sort of prepping thing at all. Now, it may be something that everybody's thought of, or not something that very many people have thought of. I was actually going to do 2 today, just because this was the first episode, but the second one was hut suggestions, the paper, so I've shown you those. So would you like to tell them the bonus prep suggestions
okay, so
today?
The bonus prep is hunting. Well, for this week, it's hunting and self-defense.
1 minute.
Or equipment. So basically, in this, you have your baseball bat, a bow, a crossbow, and what else was there? Something else.
It would
No,
be
that's not
baseball bat for self-defense, or like to do
baseball
sort of
bat.
like thing, or a crossbow, or a bow for
We should have all three
hunting.
of these.
Yeah, for hunting. Yeah,
I've got a bow and a bat. Ghost here's got a crossbow.
and a
So,
bat.
do you have a bat as well?
Two bats actually.
There you go too.
Mhm.
But that's basically it, I think.
Mhm.
So if you want, you can also take courses in hunting and self-defense, as people probably already know.
Yep.
Basically, they'll teach you how to use things properly. They'll teach you how to hunt. For example, first of all, how to track the animal, how to gut it, how to skin it, how to cook it, just all that stuff basically. So
That's fun as well actually. Bushcraft and survival courses. You can get anywhere from like 1 to 5 day courses. And these can range from anywhere from like £15 roughly till about 60 or 70 for like the 5 6 day ones. These they'll teach you basic things like they will teach you hunting, they'll teach you setting up traps, building shelters, cooking, skinning, like eating the animals that you've caught. So they will, and then they can help for a variety of different situations. It's definitely something worth doing. They also teach you basic survival first aid as well. And
I've got some that onto this actually when you're finished.
Aye, that's me.
Basically, research the place. Don't just go, oh, of course, I'm going to apply for this. Because people can just say they are instructors. They don't have any training. They could not. They might have personal experience.
We can do it.
We could do it, yeah. But you wouldn't really take it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm not really going into too much detail.
Actually, just one second there. I just want to say that I would take a course if we were doing it. I would.
Yeah. But anyone can say they're an instructor. They can teach you all this, and then at the end of the day, some people just go, right, give me my money. Then other people at the end of the day, they'll go, right, what have you learned?
And you'll be sitting there like,
just, research it and make sure it is legit. It's not just some random guy teaching you whatever. See, try and make sure it's an actual place if you can. If you want to kind of learn more about it, there's a channel on YouTube. Hopefully, Ghost can link it. Onward Cockroach. He goes into it in a lot more detail than I do.
Yeah, MCQ Bushcraft as well.
Yeah.
I think their video they show you
courses.
they would show you hunting, skinning, and cooking animals. So does remember the pigeon one?
Yep.
That was pretty good actually. I
Oh,
liked that. I'll stand when we wrap this up.
Yeah, that just about concludes us.
Okay, so thank you for watching. I have been Ghost. This is Zero on the screen.
I'm Zero.
And we just like to say stay safe. If you enjoyed the video, give it a like. If you think we've missed anything that should be covered, go ahead and comment it, and we can take it into consideration. And if we think it's a good idea or think it's a necessity people should think about, we will put it in the next video or the video after that.
And as you've probably seen, we will go into quite a lot of depth about it. We plan to come into this video and do kind of just not too much, but we've done a fair bit. So
we had stuff written down, but we've actually been into it more. It's just as we talk, we add more things.
So if you do want to add something, just even though we think what we'll read it, and if we think it's acceptable, we'll probably look it up, try to find some more things about it. So don't be shy to comment. Just
comment.
Say you're entitled to your own opinion. We'll listen out to that opinion.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it is also both our own opinions. So if we don't like it, don't be mad if we don't put it in. It's just what we think is better.
Yeah. Right, so that about concludes us, guys. Thank you for watching. Stay safe, happy prepping, and don't forget to subscribe. See you later.